You were never asking for too much. You were asking for one thing you could finally trust. People call it greed when someone keeps reaching for more. More money, more love, more praise, more proof. But sometimes it is not greed at all. Sometimes it is a nervous system that has never learned how to rest. You do not keep wanting more because you are shallow. You keep wanting more because enough has never felt safe. That is why peace can feel unfamiliar. That is why silence can feel heavy. That is why being loved can still make you anxious. When a person has lived without real safety, they do not chase luxury first. They chase relief. They chase something that lets the body unclench. They chase one moment that does not feel fragile. They chase a room where they do not have to perform. They chase a voice that does not make them brace. They chase a love that does not feel like a test. They chase rest without guilt. They chase calm without waiting for permission. Because when safety was rare, even small peace can feel unreal. Even kindness can feel suspicious. Even quiet can feel like the pause before something breaks. You start collecting things because things feel measurable. You start collecting praise because praise feels like shelter. You start collecting proof because proof feels stronger than trust. And still, none of it lasts. Because the ache was never created by having too little. It was created by never getting to soften, by never knowing when the ground would stay steady, by learning too early that comfort can vanish, by learning too early that love can turn cold, by learning too early that peace does not stay. So no, you were never trying to have everything. You were trying to stop living like everything could disappear. You were trying to stop scanning every room, trying to stop preparing for loss before it arrived, trying to believe that rest would not punish you, trying to believe that being held would not cost you, trying to believe that enough could finally be enough. What you wanted was never just things. It was peace. It was safety. It was relief. It was the right to exhale without fear. It was the right to be loved without proving your worth. It was the right to stop reaching for what should have been given. And some people spend half their life calling themselves greedy when they were only starving for calm, starving for gentleness, starving for a world that did not feel ready to take. So be careful with the way you judge your hunger. It may not be greed, it may be grief, it may be fear, it may be an exhausted heart still searching for somewhere safe. It may be the child in you still waiting for something steady, still waiting for warmth that does not leave, still waiting for peace that does not come with a price, still waiting for care that does not have conditions, still waiting for rest that does not need to be earned. That is why more never feels like more. That is why achievement can feel empty. That is why attention can fade so fast. That is why even after getting what you wanted, something in you still stays alert. Because the body remembers what the mind tries to outgrow. Because survival habits do not disappear just because life looks better. Because fear can stay active long after danger is gone. And healing often begins when you stop asking why you want so much and start asking why safety has felt so far away. Start asking why softness feels harder than struggle. Start asking why peace feels less familiar than pressure. Start asking why receiving still feels dangerous. The answer may hurt, but it may also set you free. Because once you see that your hunger was never just desire, you stop shaming yourself for needing more. You start giving yourself what was missing. Not more noise, not more proof, not more performance, but more honesty, more softness, more steadiness, more room to put your guard down. And that is when the hunger changes. Not because you forced it to, but because your heart finally met something it could trust. And that changes everything.